Welcome to the 20th week of this year's In Times Like These recap. Now, let's get into this. Jeremiah Dorval is put on the stand, telling Owen Grant about Devontae Torres's reign of terror while Harley tries to paint the Dorval family as dangerous since Devontae was shot on their property. Dr. Terry Murphy is put on the stand, then does as Isidore Russo asks and claims that Devontae forced her to be a friend of hers, angering Devontae. Quinlan Franklin receives a photo of her brother Zeke standing on the street corner and is called by Adaku Danjuma, who promises to spare Zeke's life if she comes with her calmly, planning to take Quinlan's life for working with Pacho to take Adaku down. Ben Russo notices that Quinlan left the courtroom, and as he notices that Adaku has taken Quinlan hostage, he chases after her car. Finnegan Burke takes the stand as he and Owen discuss how Elvira Russo's diary is in the possession of the police department. He goes on to state that since Elvira stated that Devontae pursued her but decided to end their affair to take Udell back, then it gave them their motive. The motive Finnegan came up with was that Devontae couldn't handle Elvira leaving him, then took her life. When Harley is asked by the judge if she'll cross-examine Finnegan, she reluctantly decides not to question her lover, which infuriates Devontae. After Adaku drives Quinlan to the woods to take her life, they're both surprised as Ben rushes in, standing off with Adaku. When Owen and Harley make their closing arguments, the jury reaches their decision and finds Devontae guilty for taking Elvira's life. This relieves Elvira's family and loved ones. As for Harley, she wishes that Devontae would rot in prison after he harmed Alan. Suddenly, Devontae is enraged by Harley's comments, then proceeds to attack her. Finnegan rushes to Devontae and rescues his lover. When Devontae is pulled away from Harley, he's confronted by his family. Since he was found guilty, the Torres family asks him if he'll admit to what he did. Devontae refuses to, breaking Ulisa and Nichelle's heart. Just as Isabel goes off to comfort Ulisa, Devontae tells Pacho that he's aware of his treachery. Because of this, Devontae decides to hand Theodosius's palace over to Nichelle, shocking both her and Pacho. Once Owen approaches Wanda Mitchell, she hugs him, thanking Owen for getting Devontae convicted. This causes her husband Udell to give the prosecutor the side eye. Owen goes on to tell Udell how different things could have been if Elvira were still alive. The reply which Udell gives is that they can't live life thinking about the what-ifs. He goes on to tell Owen that he and Wanda will be able to move on as a family. Owen walks off, then Wanda tells her husband that there was no reason for Udell to feel threatened by their friendship. Udell silently decides to keep his guard up when it comes to Owen. After the Russos hear the guilty verdict, they're relieved and Vivian Jones walks up to congratulate the family. Clarice feels like congratulations isn't the right word since Elvira is still gone. As for the rest of the Russos, they thank Vivian for her support. When Vivian walks off, Lorenzo, who is unaware that Vivian is his illegitimate daughter, asks Clarice why she has such an issue with the young woman. Clarice claims that she doesn't, desiring to leave the courthouse. Isidore approaches Terry, thanking her for being bold on the stand. She tells Isidore that he better hope that no one finds out that she lied on the stand, especially since it would give Devontae a reason to appeal. Isidore promises to stay quiet if she does, also noticing that Finnegan didn't press charges against her for taking his grandfather's life after reading the diary. Terry tells Isidore that he should be grateful that Finnegan didn't read the part about his knowledge about it, then walks off. Still pointing the gun at Quinlan, Adaku tells Ben that he's in no position to threaten her. Ben asks Adaku if she values her life, telling her to just go off and live hers and to let Quinlan go. Adaku begins to call Ben pathetic, asking why he would try to risk his life to help the woman who broke up his parents' marriage. Adaku goes on to tell Ben that she also doesn't want to be known as the woman who let either of them scare her out of town. Ben tells Adaku that Quinlan can always lie, explaining that it's something Quinlan is good at. Adaku tells Ben that she's not taking the chance, going on about if she loses her life, then she'll be satisfied knowing that Quinlan will be joining the afterlife with her. Then a shot rings out. Adaku lies lifeless on the floor. Then Ben checks on Quinlan, who is unharmed. She goes on to thank Ben for saving her life. When Quinlan asks Ben how he knew where to find her, he answers that he knew something was wrong when Quinlan walked out while the trial was going on, knowing that this was supposed to be the biggest opportunity of her career. He goes on to tell Quinlan that since he couldn't save his Aunt Elvira's life, he wasn't about to let another woman lose hers. Quinlan embraces Ben, looks into his eyes, then they kiss. When Udell asks Wanda where she's going, she tells him that she'll be going out with Owen to celebrate scoring a conviction against Devante. Even though Owen was the prosecutor on the case, Udell refuses to worship the ground for doing his job. Wanda questions if Udell's angry that he did something that he couldn't. Udell claims that he's not jealous, pointing out that Owen couldn't do anything when Devante took Elvira's life while Wanda could have spoken up. This offends Wanda. Then she walks off. What neither of them knew was that their daughter Yvette listened in on their argument. Pacho asks Nichelle what she wants to do with Theodosia's palace since she'll be the new owner. Nichelle explains to her older brother that she's unsure. Then Zeke shows up. When Pacho reluctantly leaves the two alone, Nichelle apologizes to Zeke since she kept trying to force answers out of him while he was only trying to protect her. Zeke tells Nichelle that he was also keeping another secret from her, which is being an informant for Heidi Russo. To his surprise, Nichelle kisses him. He asks Nichelle what that was for, especially after how much he hurt her. She tells that he did hurt her because she couldn't take that he hurt her so much, but gives him credit for at least admitting it, unlike her father. Nichelle even goes on to say that what happened to Quinlan made her realize how she could have easily lost him, something that she would never have been able to live with. Zeke tells Nichelle that he's alive, he's sorry, and promises not to hurt her like that again, kissing Nichelle. Arriving at Quinlan's apartment, Ben asks Quinlan how she's been holding up. Quinlan tells Ben that she's still thankful to be alive, but hopes he's not being nice to her just because she almost lost her life. Ben informs Quinlan that he had time to reflect. He points out that when they were together, she held on to the disgusting secret of her affair with his father, but was so angry that she did it and didn't take into account that she never did cheat on him. Because of what he knew, it made him doubt her genuine feelings for him. Quinlan assures Ben that her feelings for him were genuine. Ben expresses that he sees that now, telling Quinlan how he wasn't sure how he would have gone on with his life without them making amends. She tells Ben that he doesn't have to wonder, apologizing for the way she hurt him. He tells Quinlan how sorry he is that he ended things before they got the chance to start. As soon as Quinlan tells Ben that she's willing to see where their relationship goes, Ben kisses her. At the Dorval estate, the Dorvals, extended family and friends arrive for the Haitian Flag Day cookout. Yulisa thanks Vanessa for inviting her, then Max Russo arrives. Jeremiah is keeping a close eye on Max, while his wife Shelley and his father Raymond tell him not to worry too much. JJ Dorval gives Yulisa Bubble Guppy's stuffed animal, which she appreciates. As for Vanessa, she feels like her brother just might like Yulisa a bit too much. Since Vanessa brought up gifts, Max asks her if she ever found out who gifted her with a rose. She tells Max that she still has no idea. Then he asks her what she did with it. Vanessa informs Max that she threw it away. Keeve approaches JJ and Yulisa, angry to see Max at the estate. Max tells Vanessa how it was kind of harsh for her to throw a gift away like that. Vanessa tells Max that he should be the expert on how harsh she can be. As soon as she says those words, she gets a text wishing her a happy Haitian Flag Day, telling her that he wishes she would have invited him. Noticing that Vanessa seems bothered, Max asks Vanessa if everything is okay. She brushes off the disturbing text as Keeve continues to angrily look at Vanessa and Max. Can't get enough of the crazy world of end times like these? Then treat yourself to a binge watch of In Times Like These. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. You're not ready for what's to come, but tune in anyway.